competition.
The International Jet Sport Boating Association has come to South Florida for round number 2 of the Big Red Jet Sports Tour for 1998. Fort Lauderdale, Florida is the site of the Riva Yamaha Surf Challenge. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen along with Robbie Floyd. We're right here on Fort Lauderdale Beach on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. You know, we started the 1998 season off just north of here on I-95 in Titusville, Florida, on the calm waters of the Indian River. And boy, is today a whole nother story, Robbie. Choppy surf is going to wreak havoc on these racers.
Well, Ralph, you can throw last week out the window. It is rough here in Fort Lauderdale. There's 3 things to be concerned about. One of them is body conditioning. These riders are going to be taking their toll out here on this track. It's going to be very rough, and I'm telling you, it's going to be hurting them before the day's through. Another one is boat. You better be well prepared because these boats are going to be hammering these waves just as hard. There's going to be things in these holes that are normally glued in that are going to be popping off left and right. Another thing is the course, constantly changing. The buoys, you're going to see them 1 second. The next second round, if you're going to look at them, they're going to be gone.
Robbie, let's take a look at that course today going clockwise.
Well, you notice the starting line, there's actually 2 starts, an inside and an outside lane. They'll go in the right-hand portion. You stay in your respective lane until you come down the front straightaway. That's where those 4 white buoys are. Again, remember, red or left turn, yellow or right.
Jeff Jacobs standing by with his dad. Jeff, of course, the 7-time national and 7-time world champ. The Jammer carrying the number 1 on the side of his boat. We had an opportunity earlier to talk to him about the pro ski class. Let's meet him as we get in focus.
The manufacturers and I think the sponsors, the people involved with the sport have really taken a look at what makes the sport grow, and it's the personalities and it's the racing on the track. And there's no better form of racing than stand-up racing because week in, week out, that seems to be the crowd favorite as far as excitement goes. And that's good for all of us riders because we can come out in the stand-up class and do what our heart desires. That's what we all got in the sport in the first place for, and that's what we like to do.
Well, we'll kick off our coverage here from Fort Lauderdale with a highlighted look at the pro ski final. The traditional stand-ups at the line. When that red band snapped, they all went. And look at Jeff Jacobs at the lower right. Robbie got wrapped up with the band.
Yeah, Victor got out clean, but look at the right, that orange band. Look at him. Jeff's holding up his hand. He's got a problem, and he thinks they should red flag it, but no red flag here. Looks all green.
Victor Sheldon, meanwhile, the man that won at Titusville, like a porpoise going over the waves in the lead.
Yeah, great shot from our air camera right there, and Victor is catching a lot of air today.
Tara Chrisman, right there on that light blue Yamaha, the only female in the field. This young lady had her problems even running in second.
Yeah, she just hit the wave wrong coming down that front straightaway. That's going to be a tough part of the course. It's not coming straight into them as we watch it again. Notice Tara, though, she does the one thing correctly. She does not let go. That's the one thing you learn. If she lets go, they're going to be hunting for her and her boat.
And Chris Machete would go by. Tara doing a great job running in the top 3. First time on a fully modified boat.
Yeah, she rode the Limited last year, but you see the Jammer, he's got a lot of bungee cord hanging on behind him, but he's able to work on the inside and get by Tara.
That would be for 3rd. Meanwhile, Chris Machete giving chase with Jeff Jacobs on him. They would be fighting for 2nd.
Looked like the Jammer was working his way up through the field, takes an outside line, but even the Jammer has problems every now and then. He goes down hard.
So Machete able to fight off that attack, but not for long as Jacobs would come back, but still struggling.
Yeah, it's tough out there. He's floundering around a little bit, but he's having a hard time with that rubber band around his throttle cable.
Finally, in traffic, Machete would bobble a little bit as he's on the outside. You see him eat a big wave there, and Jacobs gets by on the Yamaha. And up front, still Victor Sheldon leading this one, but even he would succumb to the pressures of the water.
And that was a lot harder than it looked right there. His hand come off the throttle, off the handlebars totally, and he almost went down big time.
But with such a huge lead out there today, Victor Sheldon was able to claim his 2nd win in as many races as he takes the first 2 rounds of the 1998 Big Red Jet Sports Tour. Robbie Floyd is caught up with the top 2 finishers down on the beach.
All right, Victor, who'd have thought? 2 weeks in a row.
Yes. I want to thank my girlfriend for coming this weekend, Piper. My team.
Yeah, man.
Got my holder done. You know, it's a long season still, but hey, this is a great way to start it. I rode like a snail out there today, but I pulled it off, you know. It was just like, I wasn't riding really fast, but I was just riding conservative.
You were riding good. You got by fish. It looks like if you'd have had more time, you might possibly have gotten up front.
Well, I had the band caught around my throttle.
How was it hindering you?
Well, it was full throttle in the places I didn't want to have any gas, and I couldn't pull it when I needed gas. So I was at about 30% out there. So there's nothing I could do.
Here's a look at the points after 2 rounds. Sheldon over Fischetti and Jacobs, and the Terrorizer, Tara Chrisman, in the top 4 after 2 rounds. The Riva Yamaha Surf Challenge is brought to you by Yamaha Watercraft, solid thinking for a liquid world. And McGraw Insurance, the nation's largest supplier of personal watercraft insurance. Hey, the fish is getting set. He's going racing when we come back to Fort Lauderdale.
When we return, we'll go to South Beach, Florida for the IJSBA Tour and for more surf-pounding jumps. Stay with us as Summer Sizzle continues on ESPN2. Let's return to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where there's smoke on the water in the IJSBA Tour. Personal watercraft racing continues with freestyle competition.
That's the city of Miami off in the distance. It's on the right side of your screen, but we're in Fort Lauderdale for the Riva Yamaha Surf Challenge. All the riders finding out where they're going to be lined up before that red band snaps and we go racing. We did have a chance to talk to some of the top riders about the conditions.
If you just go like crazy out there, you're going to end up flying off the boat. So you got to think and use your head and read the waves really good because they change all the time.
You know, I think I'm just going to ride smooth, fast, keep all the equipment together, and see who makes the least amount of mistakes and gets the best starts is going to win today.
Patience and experience is going to be a big part. Look how tough it is for the holders to keep those boats steady as we get set to go. Wow, look at the rocket ship start by Dustin Montsuris on the blue boat, and look at Nicholas Rios at the top of the screen.
Rios is going to be on the inside split. Montsuris is on the outside. We'll see coming down that front straight who's in front.
Now, somewhere in the midst of all that surf is a buoy as Chris Fischetti searches for the first turn. Rios with a good lead. That's Chris McCluggage on the green and white Kawasaki giving chase, and Joe Portali, his boat dying.
2 weeks in a row, it's not very good luck for Portali.
Rios way out in front as we complete half of the first lap. Now working his way towards the backstretch, and McCluggage running in second.
It's a battle between McCluggage and Farthing right now as they're making their way across the beach. It looks like Farthing on the inside.
Farthing on that red boat. Nice turn there. You see him take a quick look over to see where is McCluggage. That gives Farthing second, and Rios opening up a nice lead.
Rios has smooth water, I guess if you could call it that, Ralph. Smooth water in front of him right now. He's going to want to pull away as quick as he can.
Look how high up out of the water comes that Yamaha. And that's a tricky thing too, Robbie, because every time that boat comes out of the water, you got to ease off that throttle or you can over-rev the engine.
Just like powerboat racing, you've got a guy controlling the throttle. Well, you are that guy.
Same time, you got to try to keep your eyes on the buoys, the guys in front of you and behind you, and the next set of waves.
This is where Farthing was quick that last time, so they're coming down the front straightaway again. We saw how hard it was in the stand-up ski. Well, these runabouts a little more stable coming down the front, but still a tough time.
Little action further back. Fischetti giving chase.
Looks like Carrington Lloyd just in front of him. It's his first year in the Pro Runabout class, and Carrington in that number 4 spot doing a great job.
And the lady, Kareem Pacharel, right behind Fish as we're on board with Fischetti. Look at this thing move around.
Yeah, it's hopping around. Fischetti's going to try and take all those tight turns. A lot of double turns in this one, as we're seeing it right there. They're coming into that right-hand portion of the course. It's going to be tough. The farther inside, the more time you're going to be cutting off.
And you can see how those buoys are moving around for him. As you mentioned at the beginning of the show, makes it very difficult to line up where you want to turn the boat.
Right, they're just exiting that back straightaway now. They're going to be heading into that split portion of the course. But, man, it is very rough out there for Fischetti and the Sea-Doo.
These runabouts are a sit-down design boat, but you're not going to sit down at all today. You got to be standing up, working those knees and your arms, trying to hang on. There's a look at the top 3. Nicholas Rios still out in front. And there's the onboard look from Joe Portali's camera as he brings his boat back to the beach. 2 weeks in a row, Joe has been out of it here in the state of Florida. First at Titusville last week at the season opener, and now today here at Fort Lauderdale. In first place, the #1 boat of Nicholas Rios, who's having a great day here in Lauderdale. Robbie Floyd down on the beach with his team manager.
All right, Steve, Yamaha boys got great starts. So Monserus was up there, but your boy Rios out in front now.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicholas is starting to get dialed in with the boat, and he looks really good. He looked good in the 1200 qualifier, and now he's just bringing home the bacon in this one.
Yeah, he's got the milk, the orange juice, the bread, and the money, and the trophy as well. Nicholas Rios having a great day. Hot action here on the beaches of Lauderdale. Don't go away.
When we return, it's back to jet skiing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Let's go to ESPN announcers Ralph Shaheen and Robbie Floyd with their continued coverage of the second stop of the IJSBA Tour.
We're back to another beautiful day here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida with the Big Red Jet Sports Tour. There's a look at the top 5, and you notice Carrington Lloyd has dropped all the way out of the top 5. Dustin Farthing and that man, Chris McCluggage, still chasing our leader, Nicholas Rios.
Yeah, Nicholas again still trying to pull away, but he's not doing that good of a job, because you can see all three of them in the picture right there. McCluggage definitely not going to back off of it, even though he had all those stitches last week, over 50 in his mouth.
They took a few of them out this week. He's down to about 30 now, so his mouth's still pretty swollen. Well, you know, there's going to be a new class in this series next year. It's going to replace this particular class, and it's going to be a super stock division, a modified stock boat, which this is supposed to be. The big problem has been the cost of this division. They think they have figured out a way to make the boats exciting to watch, thrilling to ride, but cost-effective to the teams.
What we have here is a 98 Yamaha GP. The stock boat is a 60-mile-an-hour craft. It's very fast to begin with, but the technicians at Riva Yamaha have brought it over the 70-mile-an-hour mark with the following modifications. I want to walk you through them right here. We have a triple exhaust system, which is a dry pipe. It replaces the stock 3-into-1 exhaust system. We have the Riva billet carburetors, which are 48-millimeter units, to replace the 44-millimeter stock units. All this horsepower is put to the water via a Scat Track Magnum pump, a swirl prop, a Riva ride plate, Riva sponsons, which help us in the cornering. And with all of these modifications, we've still cut the cost of modified racing in half.
Robbie, one of the areas where the cost savings is going to come is going to be in the hull design.
That's going to be a big savings. $15,000 for a carbon fiber hull. This is kind of like the Formula One racers, you know. It gets expensive, but they're trying to bring down the cost of the IJSBA, and I think it's really going to make a big difference next year.
Dustin Farthing on the red boat trying to close in on Nicholas Rios. And behind him, Chris McCluggage still giving chase to Farthing.
Did you notice Rios?
Whoa!
Oh, man.
Almost a big get off for McCluggage, and he still makes the buoy.
He almost missed the buoy. That would have been the same buoy he missed last week that cost him a lap.
Let's take a look at that again, Robbie. Remember, he ate the handlebars at Titusville and got 50 stitches in the mouth. I thought he was going to do it again.
Big air, he caught it and swapped him sideways. He's about to hit the eject button. But just like we saw Tara Chrisman earlier, #1 rule, do not let go. And hey, he's still in 3rd place.
Rios battling his way across the waves. As you take a look at the top 3 on our leaderboard.
Look at the pounding board. We're getting some great shots up there. That helicopter's having a hard time keeping up with him on those straightaways.
Just one more lap to go, according to the IJSBA officials.
And Nicholas Rios, oh, look how tight he took that turn. We're on the last lap, and there's no room for error right there. If he'd have missed that buoy, I guarantee you Farthing and McCluggage both would have got around him, Ralph.
Boy, he's still running that boat wide open down the backstretch. Look how he flies that Riva Yamaha. Lap traffic to contend with.
I'll tell you, if you know Nicholas Rios, that's one thing he's going to do is keep that throttle clamped. He's not a guy to let off. He's been babying it all race long. Now he can let out all the stops and pull away on the final straightaway.
Well, the thing you don't want to do is change your rhythm. You've built up a good rhythm of concentration and so forth, and it's gotten you to here. The checkered flag as Nicholas Rios beats Dustin Farthing and Chris McCluggage back to the line to take the win here today. As you take a look at our top 5, Chris Machete comes home with another top 5. Back half of the top 10 looks like this. Let's go to Victory Lane in Robbie Floyd.
Nicholas, on behalf of Riva Yamaha and the Riva Yamaha Surf Challenge, I would like to present you with this first place award for Pro 785 Modified. Good job, man.
Thank you very much.
Fast boat. Nicholas, great ride out there, man. You got a good start, but you were able to pull away on those back straightaways.
Yes, I mean, you know, my Riva Yamaha White Runner 785 was running very awesome. And we got a good start. I got all shot and tried to be smooth all the way in. And actually, I was also trying to improve myself because it was the first time we are riding the Yamaha on that mud chop, and try to improve myself on the turn, talk to my mechanic, save the boat, and just stay on the front.
So on a beautiful day here in Fort Lauderdale, Nicholas Rios extends his points lead over Dustin Farthing, and with another top 5 finish, Chris Fischetti hangs on in third, still very much in this points chase. Next up, the crazy creativity of freestyle.
That's our bumper.